Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle and this is a word of caution regarding watching pick a card love readings. So while there is nothing inherently wrong with wanting to know where you stand with the love interest on your mind, the reason why you're wanting to know where you stand with them matters greatly, as it can greatly impact your mental and emotional well-being. So a very good question to ask yourself when it comes to why you're watching pick a card love readings is, am I simply curious or am I actually clinging? Holding on to hope isn't always a good thing, especially if it's keeping you stuck in limerence or in codependence. The last thing I want to do is to enable limerence and codependence with the content that I create. I want to help you create a life in which you're truly thriving, not keep you stuck in survival mode. And I know how it all works because I've been there. So this is where grace, knowledge, understanding, and compassion come in. It's okay if the only way you're able to self-soothe in this moment is by way of participating in coping mechanisms, distractions, and the like. As long as you're also doing yourself a favor by learning how to heal the wounding that has been fueling any limerence and or codependent patterns that you might have. My promise to you is that as you heal the wounding, your dependency on your SP, which means specific person, aka the person on your mind, or your ex, will begin to dissolve naturally, to the point where you're not even curious about what they're thinking and how they're feeling about you anymore. I know this to be true from personal experience. When you're ready to start healing the wounding, I have some amazing resources to get you going. My personal recommendation is to start with 2 videos, how to stop manifesting separation, and then the other one is called Releasing the Wants. Both videos will be linked in the description box below. My heart is always with you guys, and with that I bid you more happy viewing. Love, Michelle. Pile 1, what is going on? Welcome back. If you are new here, my name is Michelle. I'm doing another pick a card love reading. We are tapping in and channeling through messages from your person to you. So just keep in mind, you guys, it's a general collective love reading. So if something's resonating, do whatever you want with it, claim it. If it's something you're wanting to claim, if it's not quite landing or it's not resonating, just drop that bit of information or that message and leave it behind for whomever it might be resonating with. I do have personal readings available if you want me to tap exclusively into your person's energy, the energy of your connection. All the booking details are in the description box below. There's a lot of readings available in the specific person category. Many of them are just $25, so go check them out. Pile 1. Let's see. You guys were drawn to the Golden Healer. Let's find out first. Let's see the energy that your person is in overall when it comes to you in this connection. We got chopped wood showing up in the reverse, and then we also have the 7 of Pentacles in the reverse, the 5 of Cups in the reverse, and Justice. And I do want this card, chopped wood in the reverse. I'm going to check the book to see what the actual what the message is, but I do want to say that when this card came out, 2 cards came out with it, like, you know, and I was just wanting 1 card. Okay, so I put everything back, you know, resituated everything, reshuffled, and chopped wood in the reverse, because it came out in the reverse again, you know, first, and then it came out in the reverse again. So this is definitely supposed to have been the card for this pile. All right, so the message here is like, yeah. We're going to find out what it is. We have the number 42 or the number 6 could be significant. So chopped wood in the reverse says, are you are you an armchair astronaut? Oh my gosh, you guys, sorry. I guess I didn't take enough time getting warmed up. But it says, are you an armchair astronaut? Do you dream of wealth and fame, big ideas, inventions, or desires with a capital D? The appearance of this card is a sign that you might be devoting far too much time to dreaming and talking about your dreams. You have to get out of the chair to make things happen. You actually have to do something. Start with a small task. Remember, the big dream becomes reality only after you have begun to take incremental steps. Mythologist Joseph Campbell once said, take one step towards the gods and they will take 10 steps back towards you. Your person is, for some of you, your person may be acting a little bit lazy when it comes to this connection. For some of you, it's almost just like, not that the desire isn't there to want to take some, like real world steps towards you and towards this connection, but there's a lot. Okay, I mean, there's different reasons why that might be happening. And again, it's a collective love reading, when it comes to your person. But the overall vibe here, oh, I can see your person's afraid of wasting time. Now, I'm not saying that they see you as a waste of time or they're afraid that you're going to waste their time. But honestly, yeah, for a lot of you, it is because your person is just kind of approaching this connection in a very lazy manner, okay, with that Seven of Pentacles in the reverse. It just is what it is. And then we got the Five of Cups in the reverse. That might be why, right, with the Five of Cups in the reverse, they may be wanting to avoid rejection or disappointment. Your person could be being or getting in their head quite a bit. Virgo placements coming through right off the rip. Yeah, maybe some Gemini placements too. Mercury's being highlighted. We're currently in the middle of Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius, and so there could be something here about your person just being way over too much in their head and a lot of their energy being directed inward. Oh, okay, yeah, with Virgo, now the Hermit card's coming up. But there's more of a laziness, kind of a, it's not that they're not motivated or that they don't have the ideas or just not acting on them. A lot of, okay, so in their head, it's so weird. They have a very active inner world when it comes to you guys in this connection, pile one. The point, what's the word? The issue is that it's actually keeping your person. It's like they're living this connection out in their head more than they're living it out in their reality. And that might be because that's where your person feels safe. With this Five of Cups in the reverse, it's like your person is not avoiding. They're saying they're avoiding disappointment. They're avoiding rejection. They definitely aren't wanting to have any feelings of regret. Yeah, so your person is really kind of projecting worst case scenarios out into the future. So for instance, it's like, maybe they want to take you out on a date or something like that, but then their head goes straight towards or straight to, worst case scenarios. What if it isn't, exactly, what pile one is wanting, or what if I make a fool of myself in front of pile one? What if we spend more time together and pile one sees that they don't actually like me? It's stuff like that. There's definitely a need for balance here with justice. But that also feels more like karma, okay? Fearing karma in terms of like, again, they're projecting worst case scenarios. So it's like, again, they're getting in their own way. So to say that pile one, your person's messages to you could very well just be along the lines of like, it's not that they don't think about spending more time with you. It's not that they don't think about putting more, effort into the connection with you. And they're getting in their own way. They're afraid of failure. That's coming through in that Seven of Pentacles in the reverse. Let's see what else is going on here. Messages from your person. We have communication is key with new moon in Gemini. There's that Gemini energy coming out. And it's a new moon. Oh my goodness. Yeah. It's like a psychic or something. We also have servant in the upright position. So we're going to read the light attribute. It says, delight in serving others with a free and loving heart. Oh man. Oh, okay. This might be why. Their main message and central message to you in this reading, and of course we're going to break down and get a lot more messages from them, Pile 1, is that you are, your person is saying to you, Pile 1, that you are my sun, my moon, and all of my stars. Okay, so your person kind of has, it's that feeling that you get when your person is associated some kind of risk or gamble with taking action towards you. It's that feeling of like, the odds are not entirely against them, they know. In fact, they kind of have a feeling that the odds, are favoring them. But there is still risk involved. So the scenario that's being shown to me is like somebody that's going into a casino and the grand prize is something that they've been wanting for a while, right? And somehow, some way, shape, or form, I guess just in this scenario, it's that, your person has the ability to enter into the jackpot or whatever you want to call it, enter into the drawing. And the odds of them winning are actually really, really good. And your person knows this, right? They know they have a very high chance of winning. Oh, that's what it is too, because right when I said they have a very high chance of winning, the word losing also came into my mind space. And so, yeah, your person they're thinking about, let's say that they know they have an 80-20 chance, right? 80% chance of winning, 20% chance of losing. What is actually keeping them stuck and keeping them bound is their hyperfixation on that 20% chance that they could actually lose. And so it keeps them from playing at all. I hope that makes sense, okay? So yeah, there's a lot of fear that your person has. Most of it is rejection of what's coming through, but there's also, your person is also afraid of disappointment, putting their hat in, placing their bet, and then not winning. But they're saying it's because they're afraid that they're a failure. They're afraid that they're going to mess it up somehow. Like if they were to lose, right? If they were to place their bet and somehow lose, that's to them, that would be reflective on them. Like, how could I not win? How could I not win, right? How could I mess this up? Something like that, or just another example of, your person could have a very pessimistic point of view, because again, when I was saying they have a pretty high chance of winning, when I first said that, losing came through, but not hijacking the message itself. And so that is really where their fixation is at, and so, they just feel safer living this connection out in their head. Okay, so where your person is, how they're seeing the connection itself, we have communication is key with new moon in Gemini. Tell me more about communication is key, new moon in Gemini, for how Pile 1's person is currently seeing their connection with Pile 1. They may feel like communication is neat, like more communication is here. Maybe that's one of their focuses. It's like baby steps, maybe wanting to, start there with more communication. Again, but they keep, their energy is going into the wrong thing. Their energy is going into avoidance than it is to, to bonding. They're avoiding communication with the King of Swords in the reverse. And that's with the Ace of Wands coming out with that in the upright position. That's almost like they're feeding more of that avoidant energy. So your person knows that there needs to be more communication in this connection. They're aware of that. They know that that's what their connection with you needs. They know that that's what is you know, needed to maintain and nurture the connection, the bond with you. But that's not where the energy is going. It's going more into detachment. It's going more into avoidance. It's more dissociation, escape. Fantasy really is coming up. It's like your person feels so much more safer living this connection out in their head than they do out in real life. They'd rather fantasize about winning the jackpot than actually put, you know, a thing in and then have their real lived experience be failing or losing, okay? Let's see, with servant here, this is how they're seeing you. This is why they feel like, okay, first of all, your person sees you as somebody that is just, you know, almost like an earth angel, somebody that would give the shirt off their back. And they, for some reason, they know that they have a pretty high chance of, you know, winning your heart and stuff like that. And it's almost, I don't know if they have a really poor concept of themselves. It's almost that it's, you know, it's like, it's that, it's not you, pal, when it's me. They see you as somebody that, you know, it says delight in serving others with a free and loving heart. They know your heart's open. They know that you'd show up. Like if they were to set something up with you, they know you'd show up. If they were to set up a date with you, they know you'd show up, right? It's like they know that you're reliable. They know that you're very, that's more Virgo energy coming through, by the way. They know that you would respect their time. They know that you would respect, you know, like say if they, any gestures of, meaningful gestures, if they brought you flowers, they know that you would appreciate it. And they know that you would do something to show your appreciation. And so that's why they're saying, what they're afraid of is that they're going to do something to mess it up, that they might say the wrong thing, or if they do set a date with you, that something on their end might happen where they're going to have to cancel, or maybe they'll even end up ghosting, right? Or standing you up. Your person is very in this self-sabotaging energy. And that may have even happened. Let's see. The servant says, engages aspects of the psyche that call us to make ourselves available to others for the benefit and enhancement of their lives. May include spiritual service to the divine or other people. And it's funny because we do have justice coming out. That's like balancing the scales, right? Says, if making choices that serve your highest potential is a substantial personal issue for you, then consider this archetype for your support team. Okay, yeah, they just see you as somebody who's very reliable. They know whatever they put into motion, you're going to honor. You're going to show up. You're going to, you know, give them their more metaphorical flowers. You're going to give them their metaphorical flowers for whatever efforts they put in. You're going to somehow match that energy and maybe even beyond. Did that come through with chopped wood? I think it did. Something about, it's coming through again. Why did I miss that? Hold on. Let me look again. If not, there's definitely something I want to come through here. Chopped wood in reverse. Are you an armchair astronaut? Do you dream of wealth and fame, big ideas, inventions, or desires with a capital D? The appearance of this card is a sign that you might be devoting too much time to daydreaming and talking about your dreams. You have to get out of the chair to make things happen. You actually have to do something. Start with a small task. Remember, the big dream becomes reality only after you have begun to take incremental steps. Okay, yeah. Because it says mythologist Joseph Campbell once said, take one step towards the gods and they will take 10 steps towards you. It's like, yeah, that's your energy. That's your vibe pile one. And in terms of like your person knows that that your soil is good, right? Whatever it is they plant or they sow with you, whatever it is they do for you, you're going to take that and you're going to amplify it, which is the very essence of feminine energy. You know, they give you one small gesture, whatever that might be. You know, like for some reason flowers is coming up, okay? Giving you like actual flowers. And you're going to return that back to them some way, shape, or form tenfold. Like, so say if like you receiving flowers from your person made you feel really, really happy. There's something about, I don't know if you would turn around and then, you know, I don't know. There's something about you giving back tenfold. And I don't know if that's something that you actually do. I don't know if that's just your person being blessed as a result. Yeah, that could be that justice there too. That you being, you know, them being blessed as a result of, you know, sowing into you, you know, being blessed by the universe or blessed by karma. Or that could be literally you, you know, not saying that they give you a bouquet of flowers and then you give them 3. You know, that's just kind of representative of how your person sees you. They see you as somebody, you don't just match energy, you actually, you give above and beyond. But it could very well be, you know, that's just kind of the nature of feminine energy. You know, masculine energy puts a seed into the ground, and that, you know, say if it's an apple tree and that seed breaks open and, you know, a tree from that is born, and then, you know, that tree produces hundreds of apples, each apple having, you know, multiple seeds, all of which are capable of becoming apple trees themselves. You know, that's the essence. And your person somehow, I don't know if it's 3D, I don't know if it's energetically, but your person is seeing you that way. It's like they know that whatever they give you, you're somehow are going to, oh, it could be a comparison thing. Your person may not feel worthy of that, not understanding that that's really how it works with masculine and feminine energies. But, you know, a feminine energy cannot, you know, the soil can't multiply a seed that's never been planted, okay? That might be another thing too. Your person might be afraid of like maybe not having good seed, not having the kind of seed that thrives. You know, like their seed is a dud or something like that. I'm telling you, your person is kind of seeing themselves maybe as defective. Maybe they feel that there's something wrong with them. Maybe they see themselves as failure or whatever the case may be, because they see you as absolutely just miraculous, okay? It could just be that they're afraid of screwing it up. All right, so what we're going to do, let's see, get some actual messages from them to you. We're going to get 3 from the Hidden Truth deck, and then 3 from Messengers of the Heart. Messages from, see, pile 1's person. What do they want pile 1 to know, please? What do they want pile 1 to know? I wish we could go back. Have they messed it up already in this connection at some point? I mean, that could be more of a general message that's wanting to come through. Let's get a couple more. Pile 1's person, their overall, let's see, their messages. And just remember that their main message of this reading to you, pile 1, is that you are their sun, their moon, and all of their stars, okay? You're everything to this person. You mean the world to them. They're saying, I still feel the pain. Okay. I mean, this may not even be related to you. There's a lot of self-deprecation coming through in your person's energy. Just overall. You know, and that could have led to them self-sabotaging or sabotaging their connection with you. But this feels almost like there's an energy. Yeah, and that makes sense with a lot of Gemini and Virgo energy coming through, because Geminis and Virgos can, you know, for the most part, the Geminis and the Virgos that I know for the most part are very self-aware. That's that Mercury energy, right? And so your person's coming through and they're kind of seeing, it's like they're noticing that they're sabotaging things. They notice, so they can see like, okay, they know that they have, the odds are in their favor, but they're also seeing how they're in action, not placing a bet, they're gonna lose, or that's one of the things, though. It's almost like, it's so weird. For your person, there's almost like there's safety in the default of losing, right? It's like they can control that. There's something here, it's like, because yeah, it is one of those things, it's like you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take, right? Your person knows that. They're probably even aware of that. They may have even shared it on their social media at some point. And they're self-sabotaging because there's something about your person putting in the effort, placing their bet, and then failing. They're more afraid of that. Taking the chance and then still losing. And they're aware of that, right? They are aware that they're sabotaging things by not taking action. They are aware that the more that they refuse to take action, the more that they avoid taking action, the more that they kind of drag their feet about things. It's like they are aware that their odds are slowly starting to decrease, right? The odds of them actually making things work or securing this connection or whatever, their inaction is actually making the odds start to tilt in the other direction. They're aware of that. And there's almost a thing going on with them where they're like, well, at least if I lose this way, I had some control over it. It wasn't me putting in my all, or, it wasn't me taking action or placing my bet and then failing. There's something weird that your person has about that. Let's get one more. Their messages to pile 1, please. And it may be because that could have been an experience that they had in the past. I mean, I don't know. They could have had multiple experiences like that where, they took the risk, they placed their bet, and they lost anyway, even though the odds supposedly were in their favor. And to them, it's like they're internalizing that. They're like, I did that. I made that mistake. I'm the bad luck charm. It's kind of like that, bad luck Chuck kind of a thing. Let's get one more. Something about there's a sense like they feel like they're defective in some way. Or like karma doesn't favor them or something. It's weird. Let's get one more. Like the universe doesn't like them. They may actually even say stuff like that. Very pessimistic. Especially when it comes to their view of themselves and what they're capable of winning or capable of producing. Your person's very afraid of losing. So your person's a kind of person, it's like, no, if there's any, like, they'd rather not play the game, even if they love the game. They don't want to risk losing. Let's just leave it at that. They don't want to risk losing. They don't want to risk rejection. They don't want to risk disappointment. Let's get one more. Their messages to pile 1, please. We will be together again. Yeah. So, I mean, with that Virgo energy coming through, I mean, this could be a ghosting situation. Your person could just fall off. That could just be what they do. Back of the deck says, I'm not over you. So for those of you, and that might be what it is here. Your person might know, because it says communication is key, and they're saying they know that that's what's needed. They know they need to get a hold of you. They know they need to reach out. They know they need stuff like that. And they're sabotaging. But your person is saying they have every intention of reaching out. Every intention. They have every intention of, connecting with you, meeting up with you again, whatever. And with I'm not over you being at the bottom of the deck, that's an underlying energy. That's in the background, and they're wanting you to know that's not why they're not, I don't know if that's something that maybe you are afraid of, like, wondering if your person fell off because maybe, they just lost interest in you. They're letting you know, no, that's not the case. They're not over you at all. They're being ran by fear right now, heavy fear. Let me find out what I wish we could go back is talking about. Is this in relation to pile? Is this in relation to pile 1 specifically? No, it's not. Yeah, it's not. So this is referencing, so I wish we could go back and I still feel the pain, is referencing a time in your person's life when something about a situation that once made them very happy, okay? Could be home life, the number 4. We have the 4 of Wands in the reverse coming out, and the number 4 can talk about a sense of stability, but the 4 of Wands for me also talks about like a happy homecoming, right? This could be very significant. I don't know if your person lost a parent or they lost somebody very close to them that felt like home. There's just this sense of like, I can't go back home anymore. I want to go back home, but I can't. Let me find out what's going on with I still feel the pain. What's going on? Tell me more about I still feel the pain. I feel like it's tied to whatever this memory is that at one time felt really good, really festive, felt very comforting to your person, not in a like a toxic comfort zone kind of a way. I still feel the pain. Hold on. Oh, yeah, no. The pain is the loss of that feeling. There was a time that your person, this is an overall feeling. Hold on, give me a minute, pile 1, because I'm trying to figure out how, like, the feeling that I'm tapping in, it's almost nostalgic, bittersweet. There's a bittersweet feeling there. Yeah, it's more of like an era that your person is thinking about. To them when things felt easier. This could also be like your person wishing that maybe, you know, they would have met you 10 or 15 years ago when things were better in their life or something like that. Something may have happened. There's something happened. Who your person is now is a completely different person than they were at some point in their past. What they're saying is they weren't always this pessimistic. They weren't always this self-deprecating. Something happened. And it's not necessarily like, if it is referencing like an actual specific person or like a relationship from their past, they're not hung up on that. They're not hung up on that, okay? Because again, at the bottom of the deck, you're over here, your person is saying, I'm not over you, pile 1, okay? Your person's hung up on you, all right? But there's almost this understanding with your person that, you know, wishing that they had met you like 10 or 15 years ago or 5 years ago, or they were a different person back then. And it's like, if I had met pile, oh, that might be what it is. Okay. Huh. Yeah, this feels like your person, what they're imagining or what they know they could have with you. There was an experience in their past that they may have had with, you know, someone else, but no, they're saying it's just who they were at the time. I don't know, something about their past. Can we dig into that for a second? Maybe I don't need to, but I don't know. What's this? Yeah, I mean, we got the King of Wands in the reverse. The Queen of Wands in the reverse came out earlier, although I didn't say it. If you were watching, you could see it on camera. There was just a time in their life where they were more confident. They were more sure of themselves. They liked themselves. They felt, you know, optimistic about, you know, life and the direction that it was going in. And then something or someone or whatever, a circumstance or situation happened and got them derailed. And they're like, what they're saying is that whatever that person's situation or that circumstance is, like, they wish that they would have met you before that. Because then they're like, I'd still, like, if they knew you, like, if you were the person, oh, it's so weird. Your person regrets either getting into a relationship with somebody specific because it changed them for the worst. I don't know if they got into some kind of like a bad habit, like, you know, like substance abuse or something like that. You know, your person, I'm seeing them, they're showing me like a path. They're on the path, and whatever path they were on, it was like the right path. They were happy on that path. Something came in though, and I don't know if they didn't take it seriously or if they didn't catch it or something happened and it derailed them and it completely changed who they were. And they're not that person anymore, and they miss that version of themselves. Interesting. All right. All right. Tell me more about I still feel the pain. Yeah, it could be an actual relationship with the Two of Cups here. Yeah, there was some kind of a very close relationship, maybe romantic, didn't necessarily have to be, but this is somebody that was very close to your heart, okay? There's almost a sense, yeah, because I was picking up like I wish I never met, and I almost wanted to say that they were thinking that way about you, and there is a little bit of that in there, but not for the reasons that you might be thinking. You kind of came in and reminded this person how happy they were before this person came into their life. And that person may be a Queen of Wands in the reverse, okay? A false twin, someone that may have presented themselves to be basically a karmic. We'll just say a karmic, right? Your person could have felt like that person was a perfect match to them, and yeah, let's go do let's go do this together. And whatever happened in that connection completely just changed your person for the worse, made them very pessimistic, made them very cynical and judgmental towards themselves, very self-deprecating. And that's another thing, your person is very afraid. They could very well associate some kind of threat, like their nervous system associates some kind of threat with, really tight, close-knit relationships, because they had one with somebody, and for some reason, that can make sense if maybe that person passed away. But no, with the Queen of Wands in the reverse, I guess that could mean, yeah, somebody passing away too. That may not be the strongest of energies. But the Queen of Wands in the reverse, is somebody that's manipulative, can even be, on the scale of narcissism somewhere. Vain, conceited, just manipulative, right? And yeah, just rocked your person's world, but in the worst way. We will to be together again. Tell me about that. Anything else to add? Let me see if I can find timing. What's timing here? You might want me to just roll the dice. Anything for timing, please, for when pile one's person. Okay, there we go. Very soon. At the time of this reading, we are, let's see, we are currently in Scorpio season. Probably sooner rather than later, okay? Because we got two fire energies coming out. So specifically, like Sagittarius season's coming through. And we're currently Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius. Oh my gosh. Sagittarius is coming through though. This is a timeless reading. I am going to say that you're probably going to hear from this person at the next fire sign season. Okay, as of filming of this video, that would be Sagittarius. What is this, November the 13th? And so Sagittarius season is like, what, a week and a half away. For some of you, you might hear from them either, around Thanksgiving or whatever, like maybe the next major holiday could be. Yeah. You'll be hearing from them fairly soon, maybe not as quickly as you would like, But communication is coming from your person, okay? They're very adamant about that because they're saying we will be together again, okay? Whatever it is they're up to, whatever it is they're doing or not doing right now, pile one, they don't have the intention of staying away or staying gone for long. Let's get 3 cards from the Messengers of the Heart deck, and then we will close your guys' reading. Passion ignited, okay. It says their intense sexual desire towards you is making it hard for them to know the difference between lust and love. Let's get a couple more. Do I really need to cover that up? I'm going to try it just in case. I mean, they have her nipples already kind of somewhat whatever, but I don't know. YouTubing be YouTubing sometimes. Let's get, we got exhausted. Lack of faith, okay. Lack of faith says leaving you out in the cold has been one of their biggest regrets, which has made them lose hope in the situation. It came out with exhausted. Oh, look, and see with that person in the chair. Remember that card was talking about armchair astronaut or something like that? There's a lot of baggage that needs to be taken care of before they approach you. They're really trying to trust the situation. But this did come out with a lack of faith. That's one of the biggest problems. They don't trust that they're going to win out here. They don't trust that things are going to end up going in their favor. And a lot of that is coming from them feeling like they're going to mess it up. Okay? But your person could genuinely just be, you know, and that can happen with people who have been locked, you know, if your nervous system has been locked in survival mode, you know, for too long, that shit builds up after a while, and it does start to manifest as, you know, physical lethargy and fatigue and tiredness, okay? Your person could just be really, really tired, genuinely. They could be sleeping a lot. But again, it says there's a lot of baggage that needs to be taken care of before they approach you. They're really trying to trust the situation. But it's funny, it says they're trying to trust the situation, but it came out with having a lack of faith. They're trying to trust the situation, but it's just inherent in them to not trust the situation. They just feel like they're bad luck Chuck. Let's get one more. They want to, you know, take a lot of action and put a lot more energy into this connection, but they're afraid that they're gonna mess it up. Okay, let's get one more and then we'll close your guys' reading. You guys take a moment, if you would, if you are getting from this reading what you came here for, smash the like button for me. It's a wonderful way to energetically donate to the channel. Comment below, let me know that you picked this pile. Let me know how it resonated. Become part of the family, or comment below, let me know that you picked this pile and let me know how it resonated. If you're not part of the family, you can do so simply by subscribing. Don't forget about the notification bell so you don't miss a reading or an announcement. And I am going to be making an announcement here later on at some point, okay? So definitely make sure you turn on those notifications if you haven't for the channel. Let's get one more. Their last message, please, to pile one. Mysterious one. The mystery of you intrigues them. You keep them guessing and engaged, very different from the rest. Yeah, their lack of action or their lack of communication is not coming from a space of boredom or apathy. That's not it at all. You intrigue them, very much so. Especially if your person does happen to have a lot of, you know, like mercurial energy in their chart. Yeah, you keep them guessing. They're not bored. That's the biggest message that's wanting to come through. Your person's not bored when it comes to you in this connection. In fact, you know, no matter, regardless of how long you might have known each other, there's still this energy of your person, either it's like they can't quite figure you out, or I don't know if your person just has a really good read on people, or they're able to like read people, or they're able to predict things, or they're able to, like, you know, just size somebody up. Something about you. It's like, you know, they know that you're open and transparent, but there's something about you that keeps them on their toes almost, right? Not in a bad way. You intrigue them, you fascinate them, you also are able to keep them, intellectually engaged and stimulated. You're able to keep them stimulated on multiple levels, is what they're saying. So yeah, and that's coming out right under, right above, we will be together again. Your person is like, yeah, another one of their main messages. What is this at the bottom of the deck? Oh, it's a stone. It says they are emotionally unavailable. It is for your highest good to move on and find your happiness again. And the reason why they're emotionally unavailable is because, again, they're very avoidant coming through in their energy, but that is coming from a space of like being afraid of basically letting you down, being afraid of disappointment, but not like being disappointed by you, being disappointed in themselves should things not pan out the way that, it's like your person knows. Like if I put energy into this thing with pile one is going to show up. Pile one's going to do their thing, and pile one's going to knock my socks off in a good way. And they're like, I'm going to fuck it up somehow. I always do, right? And so it's just like, again, it's just that energy of like, if it's going to mess up, I'd rather be the one to mess it up. It's weird. I mean, I get it. In the energy that's coming through, I get it. I can feel it. Mentally, though, I'm like, yeah, you know what I mean? But whatever. All right, pile one, that was your reading. Thank you so much for hanging out with me again today. I'll see you guys at your next Pick a Card Love reading. Bye, guys. What's going on, pile two? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Michelle. We're back doing another Pick a Card Love reading. Tapping in and channeling through your person's direct messages to you. What are they wanting to say to you at this point in time? So just keep in mind, you guys, it's a collective love reading. Whatever resonates, take it. If it's something worth taking, right? Do it with it whatever you want. If something isn't quite resonating, just drop that bit of information and leave it behind for whomever it might be resonating with. I do have personal readings available if you want me to tap exclusively into you and your person's connection. Check the description box. All the booking details are there. Your person might be tongue-tied, pile two. My goodness, I'm having difficult time getting my words out. Yeah, so anyway, there's a lot of readings available in the specific person category. Many of them are just $25. So let's get into your reading, pile two, because I'm already picking up on, you guys were drawn to the fire quartz, which can correspond to the root chakra. Let's see what's going on there, because I feel like there's a reason why you were drawn to this particular stone. You might want to check the spiritual properties of fire quartz to see what might be going on. But let's dive in real quick. We're going to find out first your person's overall energy towards you and the connection. And we have all that glitters, but it is showing up in the reverse. Now we also have the Three of Pentacles in the reverse. I'm just now hearing like you guys aren't getting along. We also have the Nine of Wands, okay, in the upright position, and then we have the Lover showing up in the reverse. Whoa. Okay, let me double check and see real quick what is going on with all that glitters in the reverse. The number 16 could be significant. There could be a lot of interference, or just kind of like a lot of static, or not a lot of noise going on in your person's energy right now. I'm hearing something about they're feeling held back, or they're feeling held up. All right, let's see what all that glitters says in the reverse. It says, this is a signal to walk away from what you're contemplating. There is a thin veneer of glitter and sparkle. Okay, there is a thin veneer of glitter and sparkle that masks something rotten underneath. Pursuing it will only bring about a difficult situation you will be sorry you got yourself into. Stay away. Isn't it wonderful how spirit protects you? Better things await. There could be a sense here of your person maybe feeling like things in this connection aren't quite working. I mean, with the Nine of Wands in the upright position, though, that's like the wounded warrior that's sticking it out. But what it feels like, pile 2, is that your person may be on the verge of maybe deciding, wondering whether or not they're going back and forth. They're okay. They're not decided, because we do have the Lovers in the reverse, okay, that can talk about indecision. But it, with the Lovers, can also talk about not being on the same page, things between the two of you not being harmonious. That Nine of Wands in the center, though, that's still that energy of sticking it out. There is an energy, pile 2, of your person feeling like, wishing that things could work out, or wishing that things would work out. But with the Three of Pentacles here in the reverse position, this is, you guys not being able to work things through, you guys not being able to work together as a team. And with all of that glitter showing up in the reverse here, this is your person contemplating on whether or not maybe the best thing to do would be to walk away in this, in this situation. There is hesitancy coming through, though. Again, they might intellectually, or be looking at things from a very logical standpoint, but there's definitely maybe a sense of attachment there. Okay, and with that fire quartz, maybe there's a desire to want to get more grounded or more rooted, and your person is not, because I'm picking up on a lot of static in their energy. They don't feel aligned. It's almost like your person knowing what they should do or what they need to do, but they don't feel aligned to it. They don't feel ready. Now, I wouldn't say that your person thinks of you as being somebody that is like, toxic or anything like that. They could be talking about the connection itself, like things between the two of you could have gotten so bad. It could take on that vibe of just being really toxic, okay? And so your person is almost in this energy of like, is it just best, to pack up, ship out, whatever, move on. Let's see what else we got going on here. Messages to you. They have not made that decision to move on yet, but that's definitely on the table, they're saying. A new start is coming. Yeah, with that new moon there. Yeah. And then let's see, the energy that they're seeing you in is in the upright position. So we're going to read the light attributes. We have the Avenger, and it says desire to balance the scales of justice, righteousness on behalf of society or oneself. And then we also have, wow, that might be why they're having such a difficult time. This is the main overall energy of the message that they want to share with you today, pile 2, is I crave you like no other. Okay. Yeah, so that might also be something else that they're wondering, like maybe if, is this lust or love? Like wondering, what is this really? And so your person is recognizing there does need to be a new start, or this connection is at least headed in that direction. But before a new start can come, there has to be an ending, and your person isn't quite sure, if that new start is going to include you on it, or this connection on it, okay? Right now, I'm going to say in the energy that is coming through, your person is leaning towards just permanently separating from this connection, but they can't, it's almost like they can't make themselves do it. They can't force themselves to make that call. Yeah, because I crave you like no other. Let's see what the book has to say more about Avenger here. Upright. It says needs to balance the scales of justice, sometimes aggressively. It also says pursues war criminals or corporations that harm society. Okay, and that could be your energy towards this person, especially if there's been a lot of things going on between the two of you. You could be, this is heavy on that King or Queen of Swords energy, putting up boundaries, not letting your person get away with stuff. And your person could just be in some kind of weird space where they can't act right. They can't act right. They can't show up to give you what you need or what you want. And it's almost like this back and forth that you guys keep going through. Justice energy is coming through, you know, Libra, balancing out the scales and stuff like that, karma. And so your person is almost starting to see, like, maybe the longer they allow themselves to continue in this dynamic, as long as they are unable to really do this connection with you and do you some justice, it's like they're realizing like they might be accumulating some pretty bad karma. And but again, there's an attachment here, devil energy coming through with that, you know, craving you like no other. It's like they're feeling like the right thing to do is to just walk the other way, you know. You let you do you and let them do them, and whatever that might mean for you guys separately. But there's this attachment here. They don't feel aligned to that. It's like, I'm sure you've experienced that too, pile two as well, where you know you need to do something in your best interest, but for some reason there's a toxic attachment or a hyper attachment there where you just can't walk away, even though you know, staying in a certain situation is only creating, worse circumstances, making things worse, right? Yeah, that's very, very indicative of a toxic attachment. Where do we want to go? Let me look at New Start real quick. Tell me more about New Start. Tell me more about a new start is coming. Your person is saying what the new start is coming is they know things need to change. Things need to change. Period. Right? Period. Period. They've exhausted all other ideas, though. They keep coming back to maybe the best thing to do here is to walk away and just leave you alone, but it's like they can't leave you alone. They're having a hard time really doing that. Tell me more about a new start is coming, please. What do we got here? The King of Wands in the upright position. Let me see. Tell me more about the King of Wands, please. They are very confident in that the two of you, something new, something different needs to change in this connection. Seven of Swords in the reverse. That could mean that your person doesn't quite know or have a strategy as, a way to do that. Your person could have a lot of ideas or maybe even a lot of concept, but not know exactly how to put them into play. Okay. This can also talk about for those of you where maybe you've experienced some betrayal from this person, or, lies, cheats, lying, cheating, betrayal and stuff like that. This is almost them saying, like, the only way for them to be able to provide you almost like a clean slate. It's like they can't provide you a clean slate with them. So the only way that they know of to provide you a clean slate is just to walk away, so that you can, be with someone else where there is a clean slate, where you don't have, quite a sordid past, or, a lot of conflict and chaos and stuff. Anything else for a new start is coming? They're feeling like this is imminent, because this is how a new start is coming. That's how they're looking at your guys' connection. Things are changing anyway, right? They spent some time trying to get on the same track as you, but something happened, or things keep happening that kind of like derail. Things get derailed. Things have gotten really bad between the two of you, and they don't see a way of being able to get on the same track or on the same page as you. You might be requiring something from your person that inherently they know they're not able to provide, whatever that might be, right? With the Seven of Swords in the reverse, that literally could be like not sneaking around, not lying, not cheating, not betraying. It's like, yeah, you might want to go and find someone else here with that King of Wands in the upright position that isn't that way, because right now your person is saying that's just not who they are, okay? Avenger, tell me more about Avenger. Oh, Okay, we got the King of Wands coming out again. This time it came out in the reverse. The funny thing about it was it came out in the upright position and it turned itself into the reverse. You clocked this, this, you were able to, and I don't know if you know the reasoning behind why your person, because they wanted to show up as the King of Wands in the upright position for you, but it's like no matter how hard they try, it was just like their nature takes over, right? Their nature being the King of Wands in the reverse. That can also be indicative of, somebody wanting to be like a soulmate to you, but realizing they're more of a karmic. Okay, not that they would, maybe put it in that wording. Seeing you as somebody that wouldn't tolerate a King of Wands in the reverse energy, somebody that's manipulative, somebody possibly that's flighty, doesn't stick around or has a hard time. The King of Wands in the upright position, that's a person that takes action. They know what they want and they always move in that direction. The King of Wands in the reverse can basically be the antithesis of that. Somebody that, maybe wants one thing one moment, indecision, right? We got the Lovers in the reverse here. By the way, that's Gemini energy. Yeah. A lot of fire also coming through. Aries, Leo, Sag. Yeah, and that fire quartz as well. There's a lot of passion here, a lot of desire here. And, with that is coming your person wishing that, they could be what you want them to be, but they're just not. They're coming through in this very karmic energy. And no matter how hard they try to do right by you, it's almost like they can't. They just can't. There is something inherent about their nature that doesn't allow them to be for you what you would consider and what you would need to be a safe space, right? Yeah, and then look at the bottom of the deck, we got the Queen of Wands in the upright position. They know, you're not matching. They know they're not matching your energy. They know they're not it for you. They want to be, but they know that they're not. There's just something very inherent about their nature that just is, it's more karmic than anything, okay? Let's move on to their actual direct messages to you. Pile two's person. Their real, true, honest thoughts and feelings. I hide my feelings. I'm sorry, their messages. Tell me about Pile two's person's messages to Pile two. I'm going to actually put that back because it's funny that that came through that way. Okay, yes, they do hide their feelings, but what I'm wanting to know is their messages to you. They're not authentic. There's something about them. They don't live from an authentic space. And you might demand that, or at least that's what you want, right? There we go. I miss being with you. So your person does miss you. If you're wondering whether or not Pile 2, your person misses you, they do, direct. It says, I miss being with you. More, please. Pile 2's persons. There you go. Look at that. I wish I had treated you better. And that is showing up underneath, right underneath Avenger. Your person knows you're over it. You're done. Not that you wouldn't appreciate them, and maybe you do. Maybe you see all this. Maybe you know all of this and you can see where maybe your person really did try to show up and act right, and then it's just like their shadow nature took over. Your person could be, a King of Wands to your Queen of Wands, right, in the upright position. But there's something going on that flips, where it keeps your person showing up in the shadow attributes of a King of Wands. And right now that's making them function more as a karmic in your life than it is, a soulmate. But they are coming through and saying, I do wish I treated you better. They're not being flippant about that energy. They're not making fun of you behind your back like, oh, they were able to get over on. It's nothing like that. They actually do feel bad about some of the things that they've put you through, okay? Whatever those things may have been. Let's get one more. Their messages to Pile 2, please. have? I don't know how to feel. Wow. So we had earlier, I hide my feelings. And then this one is literally saying, I don't know how to feel. I feel like that's literal. Okay. Your person doesn't know. And then we have, I have trouble with intimacy at the bottom of the deck. I mean, it is what it is. Your person's an avoidant. They could even be dismissive. They don't feel very comfortable in their heart space. They don't feel comfortable expressing their feelings. They don't even feel comfortable feeling their feelings, let alone expressing them. And so they just prefer to hide them, shut them down, you know, which is not, I mean, it's, you know, I guess I can't speak for everybody, but for me personally, it's like, that's no way to live, you know. The thing is, though, when you're cut off from your heart space, then that makes it a lot easier to do some hurtful things to the people that you love the most. And your person, that makes your person a very unsafe space, not just for you, but pretty much for anybody, okay? Regardless of who or, you know, what relationships they may be in with other people. It's just, yeah. All right, let's look at messengers of the heart. Pile 2, if you're getting from this reading what you came here for at this point, do me a favor, take a moment, smash the like button for me. It's a wonderful way to energetically donate to the channel. Comment below, let me know that you've picked this pile. Let me know how it's resonating so far. Become part of the family if you haven't already done so, simply by subscribing, and don't forget about that notification bell so you don't miss a reading or an announcement. I am within maybe the next few days, I'm going to make an important announcement, so make sure you do have those notifications turned on, okay? Pile 2's person, what messages do they have for pile 2? All kinds of weird acrobats. Yep, and it ended up on in the reverse. In the upright position, okay, so the card that came out is called Unsighted, but it flipped up in the reverse. In the upright position, it says they are unable to see the complete extent of the toxicity. Okay, yeah. It says they're unable to see the complete extent of the toxicity they brought into the connection because it's all they know. The fact that this came out in the reverse, though, is saying that your person knows exactly how they contributed to the demise or the destruction of this connection. And for many of you, it's like eating your person alive, because they're still in this energy of wanting things to work between the two of you, but they just can't do right by you because they're being run by, you know, basically their shadow. Let's get 2 more. Pile 2's person, messages to pile 2, please. Pile 2, please. Pile 2's person, their messages to pile 2. Give me a couple more. If your person isn't talking right now, pile 2, they're saying the reason why that is because, number 1, you guys may have already said everything that there needs to be said. And number 2, it's like they don't quite know what to say in order to make things better or to set things right. There's kind of this energy that you guys have been back and forth and you've tried everything. Nothing's worked. They just can't. Nothing is working in terms of like your person, you know, being able to give you what it is that you're wanting. Okay, okay, a couple more. Pile 2's person. Let's see, your messages to pile 2, please. Pile 2's person, their messages to pile 2. Why am I seeing that movie with, oh my gosh, what's his name? Adam Sandler and Jennifer Aniston. Specifically that scene where, so if you haven't seen the movie, give me a second, okay? If you have seen the movie, give me a second. But I can't remember the name of, oh, Just Go With It. Oh, okay. Just Go With It is the name of the movie. And it's that scene where, so basically, you have Adam Sandler, who's a dentist, and then Jennifer Aniston is like his assistant. They're platonic, right? They've never dated or anything like that. And actually, I believe in the movie, Adam Sandler is trying to impress this girl. Anyway, long story short, go watch the movie. It's I think it's funny. He basically hires Jennifer Aniston, his assistant, right, in the movie, to pretend like she's his wife. Prior to pretending, she's all he's ever really seen her in is just, at the office, not really dolled up or dressed up or anything like that, just, whatever. And as a result of her pretending like she's a rich man's wife, she gets all dressed up, right? Of course, at his expense. But the part of the movie that I am seeing is where she's walking in all dressed up, basically after this makeover, and it catches Adam Sandler's character off guard, like, whoa, like he's never seen her like hot like that before. So I mean, something about there may have, yeah, that's almost this feeling that's coming through. That's why they're showing it to me. Your person may have taken you for granted and taken you for granted and taken you for granted and not seeing, what was truly there. And something happened, and now they really do see, oh, it's that unsighted. They see now, right? It's like they took you for granted, and now all of a sudden it's like you got their attention. But it's not only is it too late, but even though, with the Avenger, it feels like on your side, pile 2, it's too little too late. But it's almost like your person just kind of dug themselves into a really deep hole that they're having a difficult time getting themselves out of. But they're showing me that part in the movie because it's almost like they know they took you for granted. They didn't see, there was something they weren't seeing about you, and now it's like they see you clearly in a good way, right? In a way that makes them want you even more. But in this context of this reading, it's like too late. Too much damage has been done. That's at least what they're thinking or where they're coming from, and you may very well in that Avenger energy be in that energy as well. All right, 2 more. Pile 2's first and their messages to pile 2, please. Let's get 2 cards. Two cards, please. Their messages to pile 2. Nothing that wants to come out. There we go. Endings. Yeah, and this wanted to come out, like, endings in the upright position. So this says, they entered your life to test you, teach you, and bring out the very best in you. Now their part in your story is over. Okay? I mean, wow. And this is coming out on top of the Avenger. You know this. You already know this. And, maybe you have, you could very well be an alchemist, when it comes to energy pile 2. You took the pain that was brought out as a result of dealing with this person, and you used it to refine you. And it has in some way made you a quote unquote a better person. Maybe it made you more like love yourself more, see things about yourself that maybe you hadn't seen before. Like you're a really strong person, and, you're loyal to the end, and you're ride or die, and now your boundaries are stronger and you spot red flags. You see what I'm saying? It's like, it's improved something. You were able to alchemize the energy of the pain and turn it into something good for yourself. We also have building an empire. This says they see how their focus on material things hasn't made them happy and only holding them back from love. That's kind of, on par with that energy that came through with that scene that I saw in that with that movie. At the back of the deck, there it is, betrayal. Their fleeting heart will only end up betraying you in the end. Your soul deserves better. Wow. That's them coming through, and then they know this. And there is sadness coming through because they don't want to walk away, but they know like what you're needing and what you're requiring, in order to play a specific role in your life. It's like they know they just can't give it to you. Shadow, they're in the shadow aspects, and so I mean they could just naturally just crave validation from third parties. They may not be able to keep it in their pants if that's something that you require, right? Or they just, for some reason, they just lie about the stupidest shit and they don't know why. It's like, just stuff like that. And it actually is kind of eating at your person. That did come through earlier. So that's the second time they're letting you know, they're having a hard time letting you go. Building an empire, they want to do that with you. They want to build a family and an empire with you, and now they're having to face, the very real possibility that, the two of you are going to go your separate ways, and it's never going to happen for you guys in this lifetime. And there is some sadness about that, and there is an energy here, pile 2 of them, wanting you to be happy, okay? If they can't be your King of Wands in the upright position, wanting you to be able to find that with someone else, because they are understanding. It's like you gave them every opportunity. You gave them every single opportunity. They're thankful for the opportunities that you gave them. And they're just like, I keep fucking it up. I keep fucking it up. And I don't know why I keep doing this to myself. And I don't know why I keep doing this to pile 2. They hate it. If they were to say anything about themselves, they'd say like they hate that about themselves, that they're not able to stop hurting you, right? But it just is what it is. All right, pile 2, that was your reading. Thank you so much for hanging out with me again today. I will see you guys at your next pick a card love reading. See you later, pile 2. What's happening, pile 3? Welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Michelle. We are doing another pick a card love reading. We're tapping in and channeling through what is it your person wants to say to you, and their messages to you. All right, you guys, pile 3. Your person's wanting to like get to the messages because I about skipped the entire MF and oh my gosh, man. Okay, give me a minute. Calm down. Pile 3. Yeah, just keep in mind this is a general collective love reading. Oh my gosh, I have a feeling this one's going to be good because holy hell, your person is really impatient. Man, they're wanting to get the ball rolling on something between the two of you. That's what it feels like. Anyway, yeah, check the description box below for booking details, you guys. Oh, fine. You guys know the deal. If you guys want to book a personal with me, just check the description box below. All the booking details are there. All right, fine. Shit. What's going on with your person, pile? All right, you guys were drawn to the rainbow fluorite. Is your person just really impatient? Is that just kind of like, is that their vibe? Or let's see what's going on. I am hella curious because your person, okay, we got imagine. Let's see what we're talking about over here. Oh my gosh. Okay. Holy shit. Guys, okay. Taurus energy coming through with the Hierophant. We have the Ace of Cups, so that's water energy. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, and the Four of Wands. Come on now. What is going on with your person? This is almost like they're wanting to speed things up. They're wanting to kind of get to the punchline. Your person has a destination in mind when it comes to, oh my gosh, literally. The message that's coming through pile, the message that's coming through pile 3 is they want to marry you. Point blank, okay? Wow. Yeah, because we got the Four of Wands, which can signify a marriage card. So can the Hierophant. Okay, and it starts with the Ace of Cups and then ends with the Hierophant. That's like your person is like, skip all the in between steps. Let's do this thing right now. Let's see. We have Imagine here with the number 20. Could be significant. Let's see what the book has to say about it. Oh my gosh. All right. It says essential meanings: turning imagination into manifestation, creative thought, visualization, the power of aligning imaginary and feelings, imagery, the power of aligning imagery and feelings, creativity and illusion. All right, so Oracle message says, who do you want to be? What do you need to believe in order to have the life you want? You were gifted with the power to imagine. You can dream it, you can create it. This is the time when your imagination is the key to manifesting the life you desire. Your person spends a lot of time thinking about you and thinking about this connection, pile 3. It says this is the time when your imagination is the key to manifesting the life you desire. Spend time daydreaming, fashioning a vision board to help you see your goals or meditating. Allow the power of your creativity to deliver images of what feeds your soul. Then allow your feelings to mingle with your inspirations and imagine these things being real right now. Then repeat. What you imagine will become your belief, and soon you will see these things come to pass in the outer world as if by magic. There's kind of an energy coming through here. There's either this is either like a brand new connection, or you guys could have like reunited and you're in a whole, like the connection's in a whole different place than it was prior. Something like that. There's with the Ace of Cups here, this is a whole new energy. So for many of you, again, this could be like a newer connection. Okay. Again, that's more on the specific side, I guess, but with that Ace of Cups, that's something that's definitely new energy, whether the connection or the relationship is new or not. Okay. What you imagine will become your belief, and soon you will see these things come to pass in the outer world as if by magic. You know, with Imagine coming through, that's their main energy towards you and towards the connection. It's like they manifested you. That's how they feel. Like you walked right out of their dreams. You know, like if they were to put down like an ideal person, they may have even done this. You know, they may have written down the types of qualities. Your person could definitely be into manifestation, definitely. And that being the case, or regardless of that being the case, it's as if you stepped out of this person's like ideal dream, or dream of an ideal girl or an ideal woman. Okay, that's coming through very specifically. Again, if you're not female, or you know, you don't identify as female, just put it in the context. But this is literally the message is coming through. It's like you're your person's dream girl, dream woman, pile 3. Okay, that's how they see it. It's like you walked right out of their dreams about their ideal woman, their ideal wife, and boom, here you are. Okay, that's how they feel. What you imagine will become your belief as soon as you will see these things, and soon you will see these things come to pass in the outer world as if by magic. Relationship message says, in matters of the heart, it's easy to daydream about another as a means of connecting to that person. While that's romantic, if you want this relationship to be real, you need to go for it. Yes, okay? Not just dream about it. Now is the time to move beyond the daydream and into reality, beyond illusion and into fruition. Relationships are about relating. So step out onto the dance floor where imagination partners with manifestation. The message of this card is that a person with attributes you have imagined will enter your life. You'll be changed for the better. Imagine that. Yeah, you pile 3. Wow, your person's ready to marry you. They basically just came through in this energy proposing. So I hope I'm not like, you might already be picking up on this. Maybe not. I mean, with this Ace of Cups energy here, this is a brand new connection. It feels fresh, okay? And it's legitimately brand new. You may not even know that your person already sees you as like wifey, okay? Wow. Powerful energies. All right, let's see. Let's get these moved over. All right. What we got going on over here? Let's see how they see the connection. Yeah, show the world the real you. With full moon in Aquarius, this is how they're seeing you in this connection. Hedonist, or did I say that right? Hedonist, hedonist. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Came up in the upright position, so we're going to read the light attribute. It says, inspires creative energy to embrace the good things in life, celebrates the beauty in yourself. Yeah, this is how, you know, you're coming through in this very opulent, I was going to say abundant, but the word opulent came through for some reason. A very opulent energy. It's just you. That's who you, that's what you're inspiring from this person. It's even neat how the female that's depicted, or the woman that's depicted in this card, is just kind of, you know, laying back like in the Garden of Eden. You know what I mean? Everything's abundant, just enjoying to the fullest, you know, whatever nature around her, whatever the world or the universe has given her, right? Your person sees you as very opulent, very abundant. And then we also have, I feel like I'm walking on eggshells with you, but it's showing up in the reverse, okay? And what's coming through is there's multiple reasons why your person is feeling this way towards you, pile 3. It's because, you know, they see you as being somebody that's authentic. Yes, you're in this energy of just, you know, going with the flow and stuff, but that's really who you are, right? That's who they believe you to be anyway. And if that's really who you are, they're sensing that you know, that this is not just a mask that you're wearing. This is genuinely who you are. You also, they feel like somehow, way, shape, or form, and maybe it's just your energy, like they feel like they have permission to be who they truly are. They feel safe with you, right? Definitely feeling safe with you. And what your person is saying is, you know, they're wanting to merge your guys' worlds together so that, you know, they can be a part of the energy that you're bringing on a daily basis, you know, and clear up into the point of, you know, marriage. For it's even kids are coming through. They're seeing forever. They're seeing it all. They're seeing the nice house and the white picket fences and you know, kids and all of it, just right off the bat. It's like you inspire this fresh new feeling in your person. I don't know if maybe they've gone through a period of where they maybe have felt things maybe were a little dry or stagnant in their life, you know, and you just come in like this wind of just, and it's beautiful. You liven everything up. That's how they see you. It's like your energy is just lively and it's nourishing, and it's almost like, you know, what they're showing me is a vision of you like walking through what may have been a barren landscape, you know, where everything is just, you know, it's not dead, but you can tell like it's really struggling. And they're showing me you walking through, they're saying a forest. I was going to say a garden, but they're showing me you walking through like a forest. And just, you're not even having to touch anything, but even like where your feet are touching, it's like life starts to spring up again. And it's not like you're doing it on purpose. You're just being you. You're just walking through the space and you're bringing life into it. Okay. And man, they are loving that about you. All right. Let me see what's going on about, I feel like I'm walking on eggshells in the reverse. Okay, so they don't feel like they have to walk on eggshells around you. There's just something that works between the two of you. They're saying that you inspire them to be a better man or a better person. You know, it's like you have your way of getting what you want, but it's in a way where it's like it actually inspires your person to give you what you want. They don't feel forced. It's so weird, right? It's almost like you're amused to them. You know, whereas before maybe other people would make the same request of them and they felt almost obligated, like forced to have to do those things. It's like you make the same request, but it's coming from a completely different space, a completely different energy, and your person is like more than happy to fulfill that request, right? Let's see, anything to add for, I feel like I'm walking on eggshells with you in the reverse. Tell me more about that. Yeah, it's like they know it's not a strategy of yours. There's a genuineness coming through in your energy. You're not forcing this person to give you what, you know, something against their will. It's just like, you know, you're expressing a desire or a need of yours, and there's something just in the way. It's just in your energy. They know you're not being manipulative at all, and that might be why it's like they just feel drawn to give you what you want, you know, to become a part of your everyday life. Not just your everyday life, but they want to be your person forever, your husband, your spouse, your wife, whatever the case may be. And you inspire your person to be a better version of themselves. That's they're saying that's one of the, I should say that one of their messages to you is that the fact that you do inspire them to be like a better version of themselves is one of the things that they love about you, okay? Because it's so effortless. You're not asking them to be better. You just kind of call them, you know, to that space, and they're more than happy to, you know, to answer that call. Let's see. And this is probably going to be one of the shorter readings of the 3, just because, man. Congratulations, pile 3. All right. Pile 3's person there. What do they want pile 3 to know? Their messages to pile 3, please. What do they want pile 3 to know? Whoa. Okay, so we have I regret lying to you. It came out also with I can't reach out. Let's get a couple more and see. That may not be, I mean, for those of you where maybe, again, because I was channeling 2 different kinds of energies. For those of you where this is a brand new connection, you don't have a previous history with this person. This is your person saying, like, if they would regret lying to you. They would, again, with that 7 of Swords in the reverse. We'll find out what's going on with that. I can't reach out in a second. For those of you where you do have some kind of a past history with this person, you guys are having kind of like a second chance or another go at it, where it's in a completely whole new different energy. Your person is saying that they do regret the past, right? For some of you, it may even be like, I don't know, it just feels like maybe the 2 of you are 2 completely different people now. Because I'm telling you, pile 3, you are inspiring something in this person that they've never felt it before, okay? Give me 2 more. Their messages to pile 3, please. Yeah, I'm starting to understand our connection. And then we also have finding out the truth crushed me. Bottom of the deck is I feel so happy with you, okay? Yeah, so a lot of this feels like your person letting you know that they have no desire, no intention to ever do anything to hurt you, because it would absolutely crush them. Okay, hurting you would absolutely crush them. For those of you where that has happened and you guys do have a past, you know, and we'll find out what finding out the truth crushed me is about. But they're saying that them not realizing what they had before and seeing now, it's like, oh wow, you know, they didn't realize what treasure that they had before. Now they see what they had. Okay, I mean, for some of you, you could be legitimately in separation with your person, and that absence is starting to make your person see you in a whole new different light. Okay, there's just something about perceptions maybe changing for those of you where you do have a history with this person. They're seeing things with you completely different, and now that they are starting to see exactly the treasure that they had in their hands and they let it slip away, it's like it's crushing them. Especially for those of you, this is more on the specific side. For those of you where you've moved on, or you are moving on, it's like seeing somebody else get it right with you is gonna crush them, or it is crushing them, okay? There's a lot of different people tuning into this particular pile. So again, just put this information as it fits with your situation, with your person. The overall energy that's coming through, your person's in a whole new different energy when it comes to you in the connection, whether it's because you've just met them, whatever the case may be, right? They see marriage with you, kids with you, family life with you, pretty much till the end of time, okay? Everything I've said prior to this still rings true, but there's more storylines coming through the more that I'm getting into the energy. And then at the back of the deck is like, I feel so happy when I'm with you. For many of you where you have a past with this person, they're realizing they took you for granted. They didn't quite see what it was that they had. And they didn't know what it was that they had until it was gone. Maybe now you're flourishing. They see you flourishing. You're doing really well. They're seeing who you are when you're feeling supported and you're feeling nurtured and you're feeling safe, which may, for those of you where that storyline resonates, you know, may not have been the experience that you had with your person. You could have been very closed off. You know, now you're flourishing because you're just in a much better head and a heart space and like, damn, I want to be a part of that. You know, and for those of you where your person made you feel like you had to close yourself off to them because they weren't a safe space for you, there's also energies coming through like, you know, again, finding out the truth crushed me. They're starting to understand, you know, how they influenced things, right? For those of you where that storyline hits, where you've had, you have a past with this person and now they're starting to see you differently. They're starting to regret that they didn't notice this about you before, okay? There may be something going on in this connection, though, where your person is feeling like they just, maybe they want to reconcile, but they can't for some reason, okay? A lot of different storylines coming through, you guys. So, again, just put yourself where you see fit. Let me get the last of the messages out, and then I'll see what else I can channel through. Their messages to pile 3, please. We got solitude, but it's also coming out with battle of the wits. All right. Yeah, there may have been a point in time where your person may have felt like they were in competition with you. All right. Okay, so battle of the wits says, until both of you learn to let your guards down and be vulnerable, this love will continue to be a battle. And so for those of you where this is something where you've experienced and you walked away from this person and you're flourishing on your own, you're doing good on your own, you're blossoming, you're starting to glow from within, and you're just really, you're doing your thing. Your person is somehow seeing that. And they're starting to realize, oh, maybe they were the ones that were holding you back. And maybe the reason why they were holding you back is because they literally did not know the treasure that they had when they had it, okay? Now now they're seeing you, what you look like when your guard is down, when you feel safe, when you feel you're feeling supported, you're feeling nourished, and like, man, that's what it could have been. That's what it could have been. You know what I mean? And I messed that up, man. They're kind of kicking themselves, pile 3, okay? We also have solitude. It says time spent in solitude has given them a chance to get to know themselves better and set a more solid foundation. Yeah, for a lot of you, this is something that, this is a connection where it soured, okay? It went south. Again, if that doesn't resonate, just hold on. We'll get more messages. Okay, let's get a couple more. We have endings. Okay, yeah, this is something for many of you. That storyline is coming through. This is somebody that you already have a past with. You've been spending some time apart, enough time to where you're really doing good. You may have, processed through the emotional baggage that may have been a result of dealing with someone who couldn't see what was standing right in front of them. That I understand what that's like. That can be very difficult. Now, ending says they entered your life to test you, teach you, and bring out the very best in you. Now their part in your story is over. They're afraid of that, okay? For some of you, this really can feel like your person kind of now, they're on the outside of your life looking in. Being a distant observer. They could be watching you through social media, asking about you through friends and family or something like that. If you have kids, they could be asking, your guys' kids about how you're doing and stuff like that. Somehow, though, they're actually seeing you thrive somehow. And they're kicking themselves because they're like, oh, I could have had that. It's bringing up that kind of a feeling where, I don't have a specific example, but someone who, heard a demo version of a song and it got passed up, or like the record label didn't sign the artist because they couldn't see the vision, right? And so that artist, or that song, the artist went to a different record label, or that song went to a different artist that could see the vision, and it just blew up, right? And everybody else got it, but, so now they're having to watch, you be successful and you be this, this outstanding person, and you're just thriving and you're doing so good and you're glowing from the inside out, and man, you're creating happiness and joy everywhere that you're going, and even blessing. You're spreading blessing everywhere that you go. And they're not a part of that now because they had the chance, they had the opportunity, and they fumbled it, right? Let's get one more. I mean, right now we are kind of staying more in the lane of the two of you having a past. If this is still, if you're still here and you still have, it's still just a brand new connection, again, just hold on, right? This is all just letting you know, pile 3, like that's not an experience that your person ever wants to have with you, okay? This could even be your person, like if this is a brand new person, pile 3, your person letting you know, they're looking at other people that fumbled you, like, how did you not see it, right? How did you not see what you had when you had it? How did you not see? They're literally scratching their heads, being very thankful that, past people fumbled you, obviously. And at the same time, like, how could you let that go? Let's get one more. Oh, and then for those of you where the newer storyline does resonate with solitude here, it says time spent in solitude is giving them a chance to get to know themselves better and set a more solid foundation. That's one of the reasons why your person is able to see you as clearly as they are. And actually, this could resonate both ways, okay? Whether this is a brand new person or somebody you have a past with, they've actually spent some time by themselves, or at least some time in self-reflection. That's why they're starting to understand you, and that's why they're starting to get, or at least they see the value that's right in front of them, right? All right, one more, and then we will end your reading. For those of you where the storyline, where you have a past with this person and this is a whole new energy that they're in, there's a message coming through very directly that says your person is saying, I've always loved you. Which is weird, but I mean, I guess I understand it. People are just, shadows can hijack the frequency quite often. Your person is saying, I've always loved you, even though they may not have, always shown it. So they've always loved you. Maybe they didn't always value you because they didn't really know what it was that they had, but they have always loved you. So strange, but they want you to know that I've always loved you. One more. Their messages to pile 3, please. Let's see, what was that? We have leap of faith. Okay. This says they did not expect this love to run this deep. They're putting their pride aside and taking that leap of faith. And so, I mean, for those of you, if your person knows you're still single, they might be taking a leap of faith to come back your way and see if you're open to giving it another go. Okay, if they know you're single. I mean, for some of them, they may not even care if you're single. All right. Bottom of the deck, we have at last. It says they don't want you to give up now when you've come this far, because it will all be worth it in the end. Okay, and look, now it goes from, we have a woman who's in a garden by herself, right? Just enjoying life, just, carefree and no longer just hung up on anything or anyone, just really genuinely enjoying her life. And now it goes from that to now there's 2 people, in the garden having a good old time. And so, there's different messages. It's like your person coming through, especially if you're somebody. No, I mean, the message is still there. The difference between those of you where you've met somebody, they're brand new and they're seeing this from you off the bat, right? Versus, the person who it took them some time. They had to clear some shit. They had to reframe things and basically, get a dome check to the head. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? They both, now see the goddess that you are, right? The difference being is those of you with the new connection, they're seeing it right away because they did all of this processing work. And, if they had any kind of emotional baggage from past relationships, they took the time to heal and self-reflect. Whereas for those of you where this is somebody that has a past with your person, you're in your absence, they've been able to really put things into, well, it was the absence that put things into perspective, your absence, okay? Was that? Yeah. All right, pile 3, that was your reading. Thank you so much for hanging out with me again today. If you got from this reading what you came here for, do me a favor, please. Smash the like button. It's a wonderful way to energetically donate to the channel. Comment below. Let me know that you picked this pile. Let me know how it resonated. This is one of the better readings for sure. Yeah, let me know how it resonated, okay? And then become part of the family if you haven't already done so, simply by subscribing. Don't forget about the notification bell so you don't miss a reading or an announcement. Pile 3. I'll see you guys at your next Pick a Card Love reading. Bye, guys.